What is up, Watch fam? Happy Monday, and welcome to RANT&H. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and today we're going to be talking about the Overseas Dual Time by Vacheron Constantin. Let's do it. All right, before we get into it, a quick wristwatch check. I am wearing one of my favorite chronographs. And really, I don't even, it doesn't say that much. I don't love chronographs all that much, but I love this watch. I have talked highly about it on many occasions, and now I own one. This is for the first time I own one. So it's a Heuer Carrera reissue chronograph. The reference is CS something or other, a bunch of numbers after that. To me, if it's not like a famous Rolex reference or Patek reference, I just don't remember it. You know, it's hard, but it's got a beautiful silver dial, luminous hands, lume pips behind the hour markers, and a beautiful blue tachometer. So it's a wonderful watch, 36 millimeters. Can't really beat it, and it will be for sale tomorrow in the watch shop at theoandharris.com, and I'm sure it's gonna fly. So get ready. Okay, let's jump into this Vacheron Constantin real quick. I want to fly through it and get to my ultimate opinion. Vacheron released this dual time at the 2017 Dubai Watch Week. This is not the first time Vacheron has integrated a dual time function into an overseas model, but this is the most recent execution, and I love it, personally. I think it's really beautiful. It has everything that the Overseas has going for it, which is a ton. It's a hot horology, ultra-thin sports watch that isn't the Nautilus or the Royal Oak. And while I love the Nautilus and Royal Oak, I think it's just awesome to have the underdog that actually does have great roots in the history of watchmaking. It's just that the Overseas hasn't been able to really gain the mass, not just acceptance, but like weird cult-ish almost following like Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet. Okay, a little bit about the specification. The watch comes in steel and it comes in rose gold. It's a 41 millimeter piece and it measures just under 13 millimeters thick. So it is a pretty big watch. It's not necessarily massive, and I think that frankly it'll probably fit well on most people's wrists, but I do think that 41 is going to wear large specifically because of the case shape of the Overseas. For me as an owner, I would probably have to say no to this watch, but to ignore the potential value prop here would be crazy. I think it's quite beautiful too. It comes in white and it comes in blue. I actually far prefer the white. I think the red accents on both the AM PM indicator and the travel time hand are absolutely beautiful. I think they did a wonderful job executing the date here, opting for a subdial instead of a window. And I think it's incredibly admirable that Vacheron Constantin has not only made their Overseas line very easy to switch between different kinds of straps, but they actually include the straps in the sale. And I know that doesn't seem like such a big deal. They're including a bracelet, a rubber, and an alligator. And I know that I'm sure they build that into the price of the watch, of course. But I do think that from a consumer experience perspective, it kind of feels good when a restaurant doesn't charge you for rolls. You know, I just spent $130 on a bottle of wine. I spent $300 on steaks that were kind of overcooked. And now you're going to charge me for rolls? The $4 on my bill, it just kind of breaks up the entire experience. So props to Vacheron for going the extra mile to, in my opinion, improve that customer experience. But my real point here, and I'll wrap it up real quickly, is what I think this watch is going to do in the long term. It comes in between $24,000 and $25,000, but here are the two big points. One, I speculate that this watch will be much more accessible and easy to get than a Patek Philippe Nautilus or an Audemars Piguet 15202. Further, I think that down the road, 1, 2, 3, 5 years, the watch is going to take a hit on its residual value. It's going to take some, in my opinion, pretty serious depreciation. I bet that you'll be able to get this watch between $15,000 and $18,000, which although of course is a ton of money, but for a super well executed, complicated competitor to a Nautilus or Royal Oak, you can't beat it at that price point. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of RANT&H. Go ahead right now and join our Facebook group at the Theo and Harris Watch Fam. It's where we're going to continue this conversation with your input right now.